Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Malachy. Malachy is a biblical name borne by one of the 12 minor prophets in the Old Testament. The name is Hebrew in origin from Malachy, meaning my messenger, which is fitting, since Malachi foretold the coming of God, i.e., through Jesus Christ. He lived in the 5th century BC and repeatedly emphasized the upcoming day of the Lord whereby the people's sin and unfaithfulness will be punished. The religiously stern Puritans took up the name in the 17th century during the Reformation and eventually brought it to America. Malachy is also linked to the Irish name Malachy, derived from the high King Maoileachlainn, meaning devotee of St. St. Maoileachlainn was one of St. Patrick's first companions. The 9th century King Maoileachlainn was notable for defeating Norse invaders in an important Irish battle. In medieval times, the Irish Malachy became intertwined with the biblical name Malachi, but they are etymologically separate. Personality of the boy named Malachy. The number 11 is a master number and embodies heightened traits of the two. This personality is on a life journey to find spiritual truth. They are extremely idealistic and intuitive. 11s have a rare and exceptional spiritual energy that brings a sense of obligation to illuminate the world around them. It's a very powerful responsibility, but these people have far more potential than they know. It's important that they surrender to higher ideals. They have the capacity to see the bigger picture, and they possess the skills to inspire others spiritually. 11s have strong diplomatic skills and can become great peacemakers. Master numbers can be both a blessing and a curse, as they walk the fine line between greatness and the potential for self-destruction. Popularity of the boy named Malachy. The name Malachy has had an interesting ride on the American popularity charts. It shows up sporadically in the late 1800s and early 1900s, but then disappears entirely from the charts in 1911. This hiatus from usage lasted for about 75 years. The name returns triumphantly in the late 1980s and climbs swiftly in popularity. Between 1989 and 2003, the name advances over 800 positions on the popularity charts in 15 years. What was once clearly Puritan passé has become stylish and fashionable. While Malachy has never managed to hit the top 100 list of most commonly used boys' names, its return to the charts is impressive enough. Similar to Elijah, Micah, and Jonah, these minor prophets are becoming major players in the naming customs of America. We have a message for American parents from my messenger Malachy. Take notice of this name. It's offbeat, classically ancient, religiously significant, and downright adorable. Quick facts on Malachy. Gender, boy. Origin, Hebrew. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, 177. Pronunciation, Malachy. Simple meaning, my messenger, my angel. Characteristics of Malachy. Spiritual teacher, uplifting, highly intuitive, inspirational, truth seeker, extremely bright. Cultural references to the baby name Malachy. Literary characters of the baby name Malachy. Malachy is the protagonist of Kurt Vonnegut, Jr.'s second novel, The Sirens of Titan, published in 1959. He is the richest and luckiest man of the 22nd century who leads a rather pointless existence, assuming his elevated status to be God-given, that is, until he is hurled into an interplanetary journey which opens his eyes to an essential truth about humanity. When all the trappings and machinations of the sci-fi genre are stripped away, we can see that it has led us, yet again, to a realization that the best way to live is with respect for ourselves and each other, and for the fragile planet upon which we, sometimes wantonly, dwell. Malachy is a character in James Joyce's 1922 novel, Ulysses, and has the distinction of opening the book with the first sentence, stately, plump Buck Mulligan came from the stairhead, bearing a bowl of lather on which a mirror and a razor lay crossed. What he is doing in that opener is sacrilegious. He pretends to conduct a mass. Malachy shares quarters with the novel's protagonist, Stephen Daedalus, and also serves as a kind of counterpoint to Daedalus' more introverted, brooding personality. A philosophical medical student, he is no lover of mankind, but he is a matchless and irreverent pursuer of the pleasures of mankind. In other words, a fun guy. Popular songs on Malachy. The Malachi Crunch, a song by NoFX.